Welcome to another unboxing from theplayersaid.com. I'm Grant. I've had this for a little while, actually about a month. I just have been very busy and we've had a lot of games come in recently. But today I'm unboxing No Retreat, the French and Polish fronts from GMT Games. This is actually the fourth volume in the No Retreat series by Karl Paradis. I own the original No Retreat, the Eastern Front. I have not played North Africa or the Italian No Retreat, but I do like the No Retreat system. I think it's easy to play. Generally, it has relatively few counters. If I remember correctly from our couple of plays of No Retreat, the East Front, I want to say each side has about 20 counters on the map at one time. So it's an interesting war game with lots of really good mechanics and a good system, just not really counter dense. So that's the benefit of the system. But Karl Paradis is a very good designer. We've done several interviews with him. He's got several games currently cooking. One that I can think of is Absolute War from GMT Games. Probably due out sometime early next year. But anyway, this is the French and Polish fronts. So this, once again, it's actually called No Retreat Volume 3, but there are 3 other volumes in the system that have already come out. So I don't understand the numbering system. I'm just doing the unboxing. So the French and Polish fronts, actually, the Polish front is kind of a bonus game. The main focus of the game is Case Yellow, which is the German invasion of France in 1940. That's the main focus, but there's also, once again, a smaller Polish campaign that's in 1939 that's kind of a bonus game. So the map is double-sided, and you're going to get basically 2 games in one. So let's go ahead and open it up. Like the color of the box, that light blue reminds me of French uniforms, so very, very nice. We've seen this picture on other war game boxes. But that's a look at the box. This is GMT's smaller 2-inch box. It's also the box that isn't as thick as the other ones and not quite as durable. As you can see, I had in shipping just a little crease on the front. Not a huge deal. I'd prefer that it didn't happen, but it happened, so let's live with it. When you open it up, GMT always does a great job. They thank you for your purchase, and then they assure you that they packed this to the highest standards. I think in all my GMT games that I've received, I only found one error. I think I was missing a cube or something, and they replaced that very, very quickly. So thank you for that, GMT. Comes with a couple of dice, nice red 6-siders, a pack of cards that we'll talk about here in just a minute. There are some campaign cards that I think are really cool. And this game does use cards and events. You'll notice they're dual use cards. You have a German side, and then you have either the French or the Polish side on the bottom. But lots of cards. So we'll look at those here in a moment. Roll of baggies. And here's the rule book. This system is not really that complex. There's a lot of examples of play in these rules. I think also a lot of scenarios. But this is a full color rule book. It's very nicely done. The rule book is 40 pages, but you can see, well, it actually is packed with rules. There's a lot here, but the game really is not that hard. Alexander and I have played twice the first No Retreat, and it plays very quickly. But yeah, nice rule book. Very well done. Here you have some of the charts. Let's go ahead and get a quick look at those. This is just a victory point track with where you're going to keep your different destroyed, evacuated units. Secret plans box. Here's the game tracks with your reinforcements. Dual-sided. This is for the Polish front. And then this one is for the French front. So it comes with a couple of those. Your CRTs, terrain effects charts, pretty standard stuff. Here is a setup display for the French front game. So it's going to show you where your units are going to be placed. Very well done. And then here's the Polish front setup chart. So once again, remember I said few units? Looks like each side has about 25 units on the board. So not that bad, not very counter dense. This is I don't want to say an introductory war game, but I think this is one that you're going to be able to ease into a little better than some of the other, mounds of counters that require tweezers. But so here's the CRTs. You'll notice there's a ton of different CRTs. I did an interview with Carl on this game. There's a prepared combat. There's German fortresses. There's blitzkrieg tables. Mobile combat, German mobile combat, which is better than the French or Polish mobile combat. So yeah, you got two of those. Would love to dive in and explain those better, but I got to do a little bit of homework. Here's a playbook. The playbook is 36 pages. It gives extended examples of play, how to move, how to fight, how reserves work. Very well done. Love GMT games because they do this with their designers, and I really find these playbooks very, very helpful. Counters. There are 3 full sheets of counters. They are big pre-rounded counters. Let's go ahead and give you a look there. Here's one of the Dutch counters. But yeah, they're big, nice. There's not a ton of information on them. Very easy to click out of this sprue. Very, very nice. Here's some of the French armies. Here's obviously German. There's those German tanks with those cool silhouettes. Guderian, Kleist. Lots of administrative counters. Here's mines. Different elements. Control markers, etc. And then here's another sheet of counters. These are the Polish forces, as probably these are as well. Red Army. There's some Italian forces also. So yeah, 3 full sheets of counters, very well done. They're double-sided counters. Some of them are double-sided counters, but they're very well done. Not a ton of information on them, which is okay. Makes the game playable. Now let's get a look at the map. And once again, it's a double-sided map. Let me go ahead and get this folded out. Mounted map board. Very nice. I'm going to show you the France 40 map first. Let's go ahead and spread that out. Haven't done any molding of the map, so it's going to have a crease in it that I'll have to get rid of. But yeah, it's not a big map, guys. Once again, you only have 20 to 40 counters total on the game map. You don't need a huge map. Easy to read. You can see the terrain are very, very clear, very well done. Specific differences between different types of forest. Here's elevated terrain, mountains, probably impassable or difficult. Heavy forest, there's the Ardennes. Belgium's up at the top, and then the famous Dunkirk and Calais at the very top there. Holland's on the east. So that's a look at the France 40 map. Now let's go ahead and flip it over. And you're going to see the Polish map, which even appears to be a smaller map geographically. This is used for that 1939 Poland scenario. So here's Poland, Warsaw in the middle, Prussia, Germany on the west, and the Soviet Union on the east. So pretty interesting. Great looking map. Very well done. As always, I don't think I've ever seen a GMT game that I wasn't really pleased with the map on. But yeah, that's a great looking map. Let's go ahead and look at the cards real quickly. And once again, when I talked to Carl in our interview from several months ago, there are a ton of event cards. So here, let me show you the backs of the event cards. There's the event cards, and as a player, you're going to get a couple of these, maybe one around, 1 or 2, and then you're going to use them based on whether you're the Germans or whether you're the French or the Poles. And these are just events. Bad weather. You must play this card upon drawing it. If this turn weather is not bad, next turn will be bad. So different events like that. Maginot Line, play during your movement phase, eliminate 1 supplied French regional unit, and flip a fortress unit in the same hex to its front side. So just lots of different event cards that are going to be drawn. Nice picture there on the back. Very well done, Roger. There are also other types of cards There are event cards for the Polish front, which I'm going to show you here. So here, different back. They're nice looking as well. I get a very Soviet feel from that deck of cards. And then here are those plan cards that I told you about. These are very interesting. These are going to be secretly drawn, and you're going to have to complete the mission that are set out here on these cards. So these are going to be unknown to your opponent, and you're going to have to accomplish these for additional victory points. So you can see there at the top, control at least 4 cities in Belgium, you'll gain 5 VP. No British are eliminated, 4 VP. 3 or less regional units left fortified zones freely, 5 VP. So you're just going to have different requirements. Here's some of the German ones. Plus 4 VP, this card was not discarded. Your units outnumber Allied units in Belgium, etc. So you're going to randomly draw these. And you can see there are Allied ones, and then there are Axis ones. So that's an interesting new twist on the system. I'll be interested to see how that plays out. So it should be interesting. There are also what I want to call command cards, and I don't exactly remember how those work, so I'm not going to give you detail on them. But here's just a look. There's 4 different ones. They are double-sided. So you can see they're targeted. These 2 are the Polish front. These 2 are the French front. And you're going to have different abilities and requirements dependent on what leader or command card you are having. So there's an example of something different in the system that necessarily wasn't in the other system. And I think that's a good thing. You always want to, I think the game designers, they don't want to just churn out, if they have a good series that works, they just don't want to churn out the same series over and over and over again. But the reality is, if it works and it works well, there's no need to change it. And I think that's what happens a lot of times in these kinds of series like No Retreat. Things just work well, so the designer kind of keeps making different conflicts using the same or similar system. So there's a look at all the components that you're going to find in No Retreat, the French and Polish fronts. Let me get that centered up for you so you can get a good look at that. Great game, production value-wise. Nice system. I've played, once again, No Retreat, the East Front. I own it, love it. This is going to be a fun game that I'm very interested in trying out. So Alexander and I will try to get this to the table and get a video review and some other written elements out on the blog for you to enjoy. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you like our channel, go ahead and subscribe. And thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the people that take time to watch our videos. I know sometimes they're long-winded, rambling in some instances, and we don't do a lot of editing or upgrading. We kind of give it to you. It's what you see is what you get. I think that's what Alexander and I are. I'm not going to try to wow you with fancy graphics, and that's not to say that others that do that are doing it for that purpose. Frankly, we don't have the time to do that. We don't have the resources. I'm just trying to play some games, have some fun, and then share them with you. So let me know what you think. Appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.